Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the second episode of SHS Today, Season 3 SBD TV. I'm Valerie Sacco.
And I'm Ryan Judge. Keep watching for a feature interview with Principal Collier on the AB schedule for next year and a recap on the band trip to Arizona. But first, for our student spotlight, here is Jessica Tracy, a junior at SHS.
Jess is not only a friend to her fellow classmates, she's a role model to other students in the clubs she participates in. Here's our segment about her experience and the Ellie Project.
What's up, guys? It's Bree, and thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of SHS Today. Our next segment is the Teacher and Student Spotlight, and we decided to interview the student Jessica Tracy. She's very involved at Salem. She also shares with us a very emotional story, so hope you guys enjoy.
I'm Jessica Tracy. I'm a junior at Salem High School. I'm involved in Key Club, Kindness Matters, and Best Buddies, as well as National Honor Society. I think it was just, for me, I really like helping people, so it was a really good way to express myself creatively while doing that. So we do this thing called Birthday in a Box, and it's so fun because we have teachers tell us, one of the kids in the elementary school who might not have everything that everyone else has. And so we go to their school and we surprise them in their class with a whole birthday party with games and cupcakes and balloons, and we get them a gift card and a stuffed animal, and I don't know, it's just really fun. You get to see them like so excited.
So we talked to Mr. Brown, and he mentioned something called the Ellie Project.
Yeah, so Ellie was this girl and she struggled with drug addiction.
So the Ellie Project is about a student that graduated from Salem High School in 2010, Ellie Moore, who passed away from an accidental overdose.
She was the sweetest girl though, and everyone knew it, and it was just really hard for her.
After she passed on December 21st, that Christmas they were still grieving and having a hard time, and that night their family decided that to get them in better spirits, they were going to do something that they felt like Ellie would do, and that was going into Boston and giving back and helping other people out, because that's what she was known for, is being generous and kind.
And you can bring new stuff, old stuff, it doesn't matter. And it just goes to a really good cause. It goes to people who really need that extra help. Mm-hmm. Because no matter how strong you are, you always need help.
Wow, that was a mix of emotions. If you want to contribute to the Ellie Project, please contact Mr. Brown in the guidance office. And speaking of compassion, if you know anything about Dean Barry, you'll understand why he's our teacher spotlight for the week.
Everyone knows Dean Barry, but do you really know him and what he did in high school? Keep on watching to find out.
One Take Barry. I don't call myself that. I was given that name. My name is Dean Barry. This is my 16th year as a staff member at Salem High School. I got a job teaching social studies right out of college. I taught social studies for 8 years, and then I became a dean of students. So this is my 8th year as a dean. I currently am in charge of the 9th grade program.
One of his favorite things to say was, hey, whatever happens today, tomorrow is a brand new day. And that's the same for him. I noticed that that's the same for students, for staff. What happens today is not what is going to happen tomorrow.
Previously, I was involved with the upperclassmen 10 to 12th grade and the alphabet A through K. I did come to Salem High School as well. I graduated in 1997. I was pretty involved. I was a 3-sport athlete for a couple of years, and then I ended up just playing football and baseball my juniors and senior years. It was a great experience. I met a lot of cool people. So I was fortunate enough to be a part of a very excellent football team my junior year, and we were fortunate enough to win the state championship, to go undefeated. The championship game at some good balls go my way, and I was able to be productive and score a touchdown and interception and help this team win. So it was a great experience.
That's a stat killer. All right, back to throw. It's Derek. There's no rush. He throws. Game. It's Matt Barry. Matt Barry has the interception. That's right. Matt Barry wins the game. But Matt Barry, no Matt, you had a big touchdown down to there. And a big interception. Interception feel.
Oh, it felt great. As I told the reporter, I saw it, I wanted it, and I went and got it. Felt good. Felt good.
Matt Barry is the best. Tell the truth. After the interception, when you were starting to run, did you say, I better go down and not fumble?
Yeah,
I thought you better say that. Good job, Matt. Nice job.
What a great guy. Dean Barry is my favorite dean, and he's always making me laugh. Speaking of laughs, Into the Halls is a comedy segment. Let's keep the jokes rolling on our next segment with Neil Ray and Amber Crocker when they're asking teachers and students questions that we should know the answer to. This is 5th grade trivia with Neil Ray and Amber Crocker, Into the Halls.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Neil Ray. Welcome to Into the Halls SHS. Today we're going to be asking people a few commonly learned information in the 5th grade. So today we're going to find out if you are smarter than a 5th grader. What was the name of the last queen of France?
I have no idea.
What was the name of the last queen of France?
Elizabeth?
What are the 3 dots at the end of a sentence called?
Just learned about this like a month ago. I completely forget.
What are the 3 dots at the end of a sentence called?
Period. Oh, periods? The 3 dots, ellipses?
What are the 3 dots at the end of a sentence called?
I know it. Not etc.? No, I don't know.
What are the 3 dots at the end of a sentence called?
Periods?
What causes the coastal tides?
The moon.
What causes coastal tides?
The moon?
What causes tides?
How many months in the calendar year have exactly 30 days?
30 days have September, April, June, no, 4.
How many months in the calendar year have exactly 30 days?
I don't know, 8 maybe?
How many months of the year have exactly 30 days?
4?
How many months in the calendar have exactly 30 days?
I'm gonna go with 7.
Whose face is on the $5 bill?
President Lincoln?
And whose face is on the $5 bill?
Lincoln.
Whose face is on the $5 bill?
Lincoln.
I was stuck on some of those questions myself. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love to watch new movies and binge watch something. And Grace is going to be telling us what she thinks really stands out in this new film. This is Movies in a Minute with Grace Lumley.
Hi, I'm Grace Lumley with Movies in a Minute, so let's go. Today we are talking about a new film to Netflix titled Bird Box. This film is very popular on the internet right now with celebrities tweeting about it, challenges being made, and even memes being posted. Bird Box follows Sandra Bullock as Mallory as she journeys through a sort of post-apocalyptic world after an invisible supernatural being has plagued the earth. While I've heard differing opinions on the film, personally I enjoyed it and I would give Bird Box 4 out of 5 Blue Devils. The character development and choice of casting worked well for this film. But Bird Box did lack in giving details about the invisible supernatural beings, which did leave the viewers wanting more. Well, if you're asking yourself if Bird Box is the right film for you, well, if you like thrillers and action movies, this is the perfect fix.
I'm Grace Lumley, and this has been Movies in a Minute. And remember, never take off your blindfold.
The Blue Devils band and the Color Guard were at a trip over Christmas break in Arizona for the Fiesta Bowl.
Let's see what's going on down west.
Hi, I'm Nick Donovan, and this week we interviewed some Salem High students in the marching band and Color Guard about their experiences in Arizona. They traveled across the country to perform at the 2018 Fiesta Bowl Parade. Here's what they had to say.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I'm in the Blue Devils marching band and Color Guard.
I'm Grace Lumley, and I'm in the Salem Blue Devils Color Guard.
My name's Brooklyn. I'm in the Blue Devils marching band.
We went to Arizona. We marched in the Fiesta Bowl Parade. We went to Sedona, Arizona.
And then we also went to the Musical Instrument Museum.
And we did a whole lot of other things. We also tried to go to the Grand Canyon, but it snowed.
I honestly wasn't very stressed. I wasn't like performing at like a band competition.
It wasn't as anxiety-inducing as I thought it would be. It just kind of felt like one of the normal parades with a bunch of extra people.
It kind of acted like it was a normal parade like we do at home and tried to zone everybody out. Also zoned the cameras out.
My favorite part would have to be when we went to Sedona. We did like the pink Jeep tours and we went into the National Forest down there.
My favorite part about the trip was probably going to do the pink Jeep tours in Sedona. We had a really fun time doing that.
The Jeep tours in Sedona, we did a lot of off-road stuff, which was really cool.
We had a lot of fun down there.
Well, I guess everyone really enjoyed the Jeep tours. I wish I could have gone. Check out the Color Guard and band's performance at tinyurl.com/SHS Fiesta Bowl.
These high school bands have amazing talent for musical instruments. There's new music coming out by musicians every day, and there's music from a long time ago that will never die. Let's see what Nick Donovan wants to talk about music and Music in a Minute.
Hi, I'm Nick Donovan, and Earl Sweatshirt's new album, Some Rap Songs, just dropped, and it's absolutely amazing. Earl isn't afraid to shed light on personal issues in his music, and his last album, I Don't Like That's a Bad Word, I Don't Go Outside, he was shown in a very depressed state. With this new album, he has additional issues, including the loss of his father this year. He talks about death and loss in very metaphorical and storytelling verses over very trippy and hypnotic production. This junior album by Earl Sweatshirt, the hip-hop lo-fi ninja master words, I don't know what they are. It's really good, and personally, I put it on my playlist, and you should too if you like lo-fi abstract hip-hop. This has been Nick Donovan, and this has been Music in a Minute. Still haven't gotten it right, but you know what? We chillin'.
Ah, look at the top of his head.
Nick has my kind of taste in music. Now, from music to building, weird segue I know, all of the new beautiful CTE buildings were, of course, built by carpenters. Now, maybe some days our students will be able to be a part of projects like that, so let's see what's going down in carpentry.
Hi, I'm Jess Alois, and today we are going to go into Mr. Granger's classroom with his carpentry. Today we will be discovering what they're doing involving the Bye Bye Birdie play that is going to be premiering in February.
I think the students learned, some design elements on trying to put this together. We had to kind of deal with making it movable, so that was kind of a challenge. So we learned a little bit about that and how to make it movable, design it kind of light so they'd be able to push it in and out between their sets. Floor framing and stair framing, I'd say, were the two major components they learned.
So it's actually being finished right now. So far what I've seen, it looks amazing. We are so excited. It should be put together either today or tomorrow on the stage behind me. And it is beautiful. It's a 2-story unit that people can walk on. It rolls around on the stage really smoothly. There is so much to it, and we're very excited. So yes, I think it did come out the way we wanted.
It took approximately, I'd say 3 weeks. And we weren't working on it every day, so we'd kind of work on it in between. But it was a group project in between my year 1 and my year 2 students. So my year 1 students worked on the floor framing, and my year 2 students worked on the stairs.
I think it's going to really bring a lot to the show because there's this whole part of the show that's in a house, and the bedroom is supposed to be upstairs. So without this unit, it's kind of hard to portray where the upstairs is. So we're actually going to have scenes happening on the first floor while at the same time somebody's up in their bedroom having a totally different scene. And it really helps to bring you into that moment. Actually, we are going to have carpentry build a couple more things for us.
First off, just to, always remember about wearing all their safety, their glasses, their boots, being safe. Skill saw use, measuring. For the stairs, we also made the stairs code compliant, so they needed to, understand the building codes. But overall, just working safely. The second floor up, and built the complete thing in my shop, and then we had to disassemble it. So when we took it all apart, it was a feat, and it was really heavy, and a lot of the parts, we had to be really careful taking them down and that they wouldn't, fall on everyone, and it all worked.
Ryan, did you hear about the new AB scheduling for next year?
I heard you guys are changing it, but back at my school, Timberlane, we've already had it for a couple years now, and I'm sure Salem High will end up loving it.
Let's see what Ms. Collier wants to let us know about this change.
So a couple things the design team focused on was, one, getting all of students on the same schedule. The freshmen, we heard loud and clear from students that they don't feel like they're really part of Salem High School until they get to 10th grade. Trying to eliminate the gaps in learning, we thought every other day, year long, would eliminate those gaps. We still wanted to be able to provide all of the opportunities for students. But those were probably the big factors the design team looked at. And then just providing some time in the day to have this advisory with the focus on relationship building. We actually sent a survey out to other high schools, and 17 schools we heard back from. There was one other school on that list that did not have an advisory besides Salem High School. So it was a recommendation of the design team to include this advisory in. We have an advisory committee right now, different from the design team. We're meeting to kind of develop what that will look like, what the activities will be, but we're thinking, again, a check-in day, making sure you're all set for the week, which teachers you might need to meet with. We're thinking of an extracurricular activity day. I know a lot of high school kids, they can't stay after school because they need to work, they need to take care of siblings, they have other commitments. So if we can provide opportunity during the school day for students to get involved in a club or activity, we think that would be valuable. So we've had some questions about, what about CTE classes? What about AP classes? Are those going to be every other day? No, those will still be everyday classes. We can't take a year-long class that meets every day and kind of squish it into half-time. So those will still be every day. It's just in a student schedule, it would be scheduled blocks 1 and 2. So every day you'd still meet. And we would work out the doubling up issue. We would rather have to deal with that than to have a student not have math for a year, not have English for a year. That didn't seem to make sense to us. So we move forward with it, and we're kind of addressing some of these issues as they come along. In terms of advisory, we've been updating the staff. The goal of the advisory committee, they kind of self-imposed a deadline to have kind of the basic planning for advisory done by March. Yeah, I mean, we're excited about the new schedule. Certainly there's some questions and apprehension. I would encourage anyone who has questions, please, please, please come see me, ask your teachers. If your teachers don't know the answers, they will come to me and ask me questions. Send me an email, see what's up, make sure that students are comfortable with the change.
See, I told you that it's going to be great. Sometimes change is good.
You got that right. Last but not least, we have a spotlight on the Quiz Bowl team mentored by Mr. Campbell.
I'm Mr. Campbell, and I'm the Quiz Bowl Granite State Challenge coach.
Coming up, it's the High School Quiz Show Invitational with Salem High School representing New Hampshire.
Quiz Bowl is an academic competition between students of different schools. It's a little bit like Jeopardy, but teams, because you have 4 students on each side. Moderator asks a question. The first team to buzz in gets to answer the question. That person answers the question right, they get a point. If they don't get it right, the other team gets a chance to answer the question.
Quiz Bowl is a place to learn, mostly, and we ask questions, and you don't have to be smart to come here. It's not a smart-based thing, because every time you try to answer a question and you may not get it right, you can actually learn from it. And the more you learn, the more you get better at it.
We read old questions from old Granite State Challenge. We read questions from old Quiz Bowl matches. I read questions, I buy questions from a service for practice purposes. And we talk about current events, and those are our practices. Yeah, those are the kinds of things we do.
I mean, you can feel some pressure, especially if we're doing a match, and that's on live TV. And sometimes you can feel pressure. I mean, what if you get it wrong? And you could look like a fool. But also, I just think about having fun.
Basically, the more questions you're exposed to, the better you're going to do at Quiz Bowl. We have a regional tournament coming up for the New Hampshire Quiz Bowl League. That's going to be on Saturday, February 2nd, excuse me. It's going to be here at Salem High. We're hosting for the first time since the renovations started. And we're very excited to bring I'm hoping to have between 10 and 15 schools come to Salem for that event. We are looking forward to having our regional here on February 2nd, and we're hoping to do well.
I'm Valerie Sacco.
And I'm Ryan Judge. Stay classy, Salem High.